Hello everyone. So welcome to the session on advanced vocab, leadership, and self-mastery. In this particular session, we're gonna learn about what are the tricks and along with that advanced vocab and the leadership one possibly we'll learn in the next session. So let's get started. The first word that we have is delude. You know what is the meaning of delude? Delude it means to cheat. I mean, as you can see, it's written deceive. Deceive is nothing but to cheat. And as you can see the sentence, the man deluded us into thinking that he would make us rich, but instead he tricked us. You might have heard the scenarios okay, we are going to double your money in 21 days, 30 days. So in the same way, like people, they just believe and even they pay the amount. Thus, after 30 days, once they visit the office, they find there is no office. Thus, as you can see, the man cheated us into thinking like he just made us to think that he will make us rich, but instead he has tricked us. Now, I hope you got the point. Next, there is a word called hapless. Hapless means unlucky. Like Peter's hapless search for fun led him from one disappointment. Whenever you say, like you would like to say that, okay, that person is hapless, it means that person is unlucky. Let's say if someone who is trying again and again, but if he is not getting success, then that's nothing but the sign of unlucky person. Yeah. So as like we are going through the advanced vocab, but how we can learn? So just come to the slide number 10th. Okay. And in this particular slide, from this, like just the 10th slide, that is do's, I mean the first one. Everyone got that point? Okay, ninth slide. Okay. So what you have to do in order to improve the things. So first of all, how you can improve your vocabs. The first thing is that first you have to try to understand the word and its meaning. That is first and the foremost important thing. And how? Let's say the word is dearth. It means lack or scarcity. This is the meaning. For example, if you don't know what is the meaning of lack or what is the meaning of scarcity, then how you gonna do? So try to use it in a sentence, or even further, you can go ahead. Let's say lack. Lack means something which is very less. Then obviously you'll understand that okay, something which is very less. So let's try to understand the sentence. And the sentence is there is a dearth of water. It means there is very less water. It means there is no water in hilly areas. And obviously in hilly areas we can't find the ocean. So even from this, like by understanding the sentence, you can improve. This is the first and foremost way in order to understand the vocabs, and at the same time the first and the foremost way in order to improve your vocabs. Okay. At the same time the autonomy is a word called, and which means self-rule, so you can even try with this word. Now let me tell you the next slide, that is how to improve, I mean the second way to improve the things. So possibly you people might be using the Google and everything for the various reasons like the Instagram and Facebook, but please try to utilize it for the other purpose. It's like the same word I have been taking here, that is dearth. And what you have to do, let me type in the Google, let's say the same word called, if I'm gonna type in here comes, okay, I'll just share the screen as well so that it can be visible to you. uh, Here I just open, so I hope the screen might be visible to you. And I'm going to type the word called dearth, dirt. And the moment if I type in Google, directly just go to the images. So as you can see the image, there is a bucket and there is a boat which is in the sand. It means there is no water. Even further, if you'll scroll down and down, you'll just find few images like the one which I have taken. Okay, so I have taken from here, and as you can see, there is no water. Thus, the reason there are no particular plants. So in the same way, this is one particular example that I have shown you. Whereas even you can search for other words as well in the similar fashion. So the second method is related to visualize the word or search the word with image in Google. So whenever you like write the word, you just go to the image section. And there, if you could see the word, just try to make it your own. Because why I am suggesting you this methodology, the reason is we remember with the images easily. For example, as we watch the movies, we never forget. Why? Because those are the images, those are the visualization, like as you're doing the visualization for that. Now, the third method in order to remember. Third method is like understanding the meaning and the root word. That is just to go through the meaning of the word and then try to understand its usage. For example, what is the word? The word is egoist. Let's say if you don't know the meaning, but I hope you might have heard the word called ego. So, what is the meaning of ego? Ego means I, as you can see. Root word for ego it is I, which means something related to I. And the meaning, if you could see, one who always thinks about self advancement. And how you understood it is about self advancement is ist. So, you might have heard physicist, geologist, scientist. So whenever we add ist to the end, it means they are expert. So you might be wondering that okay, how egoist is expert? Yes, he's expert in his own selfishness behavior. So even due to that, the ist that is ist, which is added. So the third method, how you can proceed is try to understand the meaning and the root word. So once if you are aware of the root word, then easily you can proceed with the things. Okay. So shall we proceed with the next thing? Okay. So this is analyze and to think. Analyze is not data analysis here. You just have to understand. So in the previous slide, as we have seen, egoist. So similar kind of things, I mean similar root word we're gonna take. That is, let's say egoist. So egoist is nothing but one who thinks about himself, as just now we have seen that one who always thinks about himself, about his self-advancement. But the next word, the root word is same, but what I did, I have just added T. So it became egotist. Then here comes what can be the meaning of this. So even you might be wondering that, okay, what it is. Okay, let me remove the meaning of this and after that I'll explain you one by one. Here, egoist is someone who always and always like thinks that, okay, if I'll do this, then what the hell? What is the help that I will get? Okay. Or what is the benefit out of that I'll have? So for that we use egoist. Whereas egotist is something like that in your school, in your college, you might have seen the people that who always and always like, let's say they get some first rank or they get something. So obviously they'll not stop there. They'll just go to their friends and they'll say, I think you might be aware of that. I got the second rank or I got the second position in this, and for that I have worked like anything. Even though he has worked, he has not worked, but luckily he may have got or even something. But again and again he boasts himself, like he praises himself like anything. That okay, due to this, due to that, and he keeps on praising himself. I mean the self admiration thing. And for that we use the egotist. Next, we have on the same root word called egocentric. So, ego is, as I told, I, and centric is the center. So, one who thinks that, okay, I am the center of the universe, it means the whole world is working for me. And that is a wrong perception they go with because those people are like, they just have a kind of proud and attitude among, like, about themselves. But that's very, very wrong. Next comes egomaniac on the same route. So as I told you, if you can learn a root word, you can improve the things at a faster pace. Just by learning one root word, you can make this mean. Even let's see what is egomaniac. So I hope you might be aware of noodles. In that, you might have seen the things related to mania. I mean, in noodles, have you heard mania? Mania, it means mad. So the one who has the madness about the noodles. So that's why, like you might have seen that noodles mania. Here, egomaniac. It means the madness about self. That, for example, you should not mess up with such people because whatever they say, you have to believe, and they will never accept that whatever they say it's mistake. And let's say if they say like the sun rises in the west, then obviously you have to say yes, even though if the reality is it rises in the east, but you have to support their statement because they are mad. Like such people are mad about their words and about themselves. But it doesn't mean that ego it always goes with a negative meaning. Sometimes we have some positive like alter ego. I hope you might have heard. In case if you not, then let me tell you what is the meaning of alter. Alter means other, and ego is me. So someone who is similar to me, it's like kind of best friend. So if in case if you have to say that, okay, all his qualities, like all my qualities matches with him, instead of saying that, you can even use he is my alter ego. Means he is a kind of my best friend. Next, which is similar to alternate as we say. After that, we have altercation. Altercation is again having an argument, and obviously you will not have argument with yourself. You will have the argument with others. So if I'll bifurcate this, alter plus cation. Okay, so means the argument with someone else. On the same root word, we have altruist. In case if you're not heard, no worries, let me tell you. Altruist, it means other, and after that the same suffix, that is ist. Ist, it means expert. So one who is expert in others, no, one who is always ready to help others is known as altruist. Okay, so see, just by learning one root word you can make around 10 or 20. Next, the fifth scenario, like how you can improve, is with the pronunciation, and the study of this comes under the phonics. So even there are many sources like the Googles, even you can ask me the regular classes, or even there is a very good website called Merriam-Webster. Even like after the session, you can just check it out what it is. Over there, you'll find even the root word, even the existence, and when that word came into it. I mean, all the history of that. So how to go with the right pronunciation? So you need to learn a kind of syllable for that. If you might be wondering what is syllable, so please go through the standard dictionary and try to click on that particular word, whatever you want to have, and then it will read slow and steadily. And slow and steadily is nothing but the bifurcation of the syllables. Next, we have the word called like this as, okay, just give a try. It is pronounced as floxing-noxing-nihilification. Okay, even though like at your home you can try, and this is one of the longest word in English. So it is pronounced as once again floxy-noxy-nihilification, which means worthless. And after that, the second one is so is incomprehensibilities, which means difficulties. So even pronunciation it plays a very crucial role in your vocab building. And if the pronunciation is not right, then obviously you can't proceed with your right vocab building. Then comes the sixth one, like correct spelling. Obviously, most of the time people they go with the wrong pronunciation. It's only due to the wrong spelling. So even how you can improve your spelling things while writing, even because you people have grown up in order to write the mails, and in your mails if you're gonna write the wrong spelling, so obviously that will give a very negative impression. So it's better you can take the help of Google or even teachers or even the dictionary called Merriam-Webster. For example, this is a word called supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, and which means wonderful. Even though if you'll try to write without looking at the word, then that's quite good. Even the link I have provided here, in case like this is a particular link from the Merriam-Webster, as you can go through what actually its origin is. Next comes like after the spelling, when the parts of speech, not all the parts of speech are required, but only few of them, like you have to understand the difference. Because most of the time what it happens, people they just use vice versa. I mean like as a like mess up things. For example, there is a word called evaporate and evaporation. They just takes both the things as the same meaning, whereas both the things are not same. Evaporate is like to convert into vapor, whereas evaporation is a process. Okay, you have to understand, and how you can understand it's a process just by looking at this particular word shun, TION, like evaporation, observation, um, like whatever the things that ends with shun, TION. It will lead to the noun and always it tells about the process. For example, evaporation is a process of conversion of water into vapor, whereas evaporate is a verb, it's an action which is happening. So try to understand this difference. And the seventh one is by synonym and antonym. I mean the eighth one. So how synonym can help you? So let's take the same word again, egoist. And egoist it means egocentric and selfish. So let's say if you don't know what is egocentric, and if you are aware of selfish, so with selfish thing you can learn egoist and egocentric. In the same way, like while learning, just go from known to the unknown things. For example, jump is there. So how you can go with this? So jump already you know, but if you would like to improve your vocab for the jump, then you can proceed with hop and leap and spring. So if you know hop, but you don't know leap, so with jump and hop, you can understand that okay, these two words might be similar to that. So just one or two words. Whenever you start learning the vocab, just try to improve in this way. Next comes the antonym. How you can improve your antonym? I mean the advanced vocab with the help of antonym. That is again antonym. It means opposite. So for example, if you're gonna learn the opposite of any particular word, then you have to go with this particular thing. That's nothing but egoist. Egoist is a negative word. Okay. So for the negative thing, we have to use the quite opposite, that is positive. So egoist is someone who always thinks about himself. So what will be the opposite of that? It's altruist. And altruist is one who always thinks about like how to help someone. Thus, these are the two words. I mean, in case of antonyms, you can improve. After comes the last two, that is, you have to make the habit of reading books and newspaper of your interest. I am not saying that particularly have to use this particular newspaper. Whatever you are interested in, even any fictional stories, non-fictional stories, whatever. And whenever you find a vocab, just try to underline that and try to read again. Even the book, it can be of your interest based on sports, cooking, biography, whatever it might be, but just in English. Okay. And the last, but not the least, which is revision and the usage. Okay. So this is how like you can improve your vocab. So in our next session, we'll discuss about like the public speaking things. So thank you all.